Before we start the show, I want to let you know a few things. First, Atlanta is this close to decriminalizing marijuana. Will people be smoking more?
And a couple on a crime spree from California all the way to Atlanta, how they were luring people over a dating app.
And J-Lo Pitbull sending their own planes down to Puerto Rico, and some folks are questioning the response of the government. It's time for the late feed. Some shady things that can happen in a men's room, and I've got a real doozy for you tonight. An official from Atlanta met a contracting firm executive in a restaurant men's room. Why did they meet there? To exchange a bribe, a $1,000 bribe. Now, that man's name is Adam Smith, and today he pleaded guilty to accepting more than $30,000 from that unnamed vendor who obtained millions in city contracts. Now, could Smith help the feds reel in even bigger players at City Hall? Joe Henke is on the story tonight. And Joe, Smith is the first senior officer at City Hall charged in this investigation. He's been fired. Is there any indication tonight whether anyone else could be next?
Well, Vinny, we definitely can't rule it out. More than $1 million in bribes have been linked to the Atlanta City Hall scandal. In court today, Adam Smith, he took responsibility for accepting $30,000 in bribe money. Now, the federal prosecutors, they said as part of a plea deal, Smith is cooperating with their investigation. Court records show from 2015 until this past January, he took bribes from an unnamed construction executive in Atlanta. The contractor ended up receiving contracts worth millions of dollars.
All right, Joe, were any other names revealed in court today?
At least not today. We're not hearing any more names. Federal prosecutors are staying pretty tight-lipped as they tell us their investigation into this scandal is ongoing. District Attorney John Horn, U.S. District Attorney John Horn, tells us that he still has several questions about the City of Atlanta's process for awarding contracts.
All right, so exactly what was he supposed to be doing?
Well, Smith was the chief procurement officer for the City of Atlanta. He held that position from 2013 until this past February when he was fired. In that position, he reviewed billions of dollars of city purchases each year. The officer is supposed to recommend which contracts or services the city council and mayor should award every year. Tonight, though, Smith remains out of jail on a $10,000 bond. He's awaiting sentencing this January.
All right, thanks, Joe. So we know one former member of Reed's cabinet is involved. So could some bigger fish be involved in all of this? Here's what the mayor had to say when this story first broke.
I have poured myself into this job. I wanted to be mayor of Atlanta since I was 13. And if you think that I would throw my life away for some short-term gratification, you don't know me well.
The smallest fish is Shandaric Barnes. He's charged with throwing a brick through a witness's window and leaving rats at their house. He was the first person arrested last fall. That led investigators to E.R. Mitchell, the object of his brick and rat throwing. Mitchell and C.P. Richards are both medium fish. They're contractors charged with paying bribes to get construction jobs from the city. Now, the biggest fish named so far is Adam Smith, Chief Procurement Officer for the City of Atlanta, until he got fired moments before the feds raided his office. Now you can see the full story on 11alive.com, the complete investigation. We can dig into the players' backgrounds there and check out what we found in the millions of documents that were released by the city in this case. While we're tracking all